Hello, good morning. It's 7 o'clock and this is Seal Morning News coming to you from Seal Radio Online. With me, Issah, nabilah, salifu, Tuesday, 26th of February 2019. And in the headlines, government rolls out housing interventions. Some judge explains Legon police refused to take his statement at the Commission of Inquiry. TUC laws government's plan to set up social partnership. And Achimango rice farmers appeal for support. Ghana Standards Authority raise illegal cylinder plant. GIJ to tighten admission requirement. This and more, including sports, comes your way shortly. This our broadcast is live on Facebook. Search our page, Seal Radio Online page on Facebook, and we're also live on YouTube. And now to the details. The commission probing the Ayawa's West Wogon by-election violence has had police officers at the Legon station refused to take a statement from Ningo Prom MP Samuel George. The MP was assaulted by masked men dressed in black National Security Council embossed T-shirts close to the Labaoleshi polling center on voting day. Taking his turn at the commission's hearing to give an account of the January 31st happenings, Sam George said although he went to lodge a complaint at the Legon police station on the assault, he was ignored and told to go home. He added, however, that the officer on duty, whose name he did not know, took his telephone number and promised to give him a call afterwards. That call never came, but he received one from another officer, one Superintendent Aful of National CID, who claimed to be part of an investigative committee commissioned by the Inspector General of Police, David Asantiapia, to based on a complaint his party, the NDC, had made to him. Mr. George said the development made it difficult for him to hand over such critical evidence to the police service, but I have absolute trust in the commissioners of this commission. He added that his statement was subsequently taken by the National CID a week after the incident and after NDC MPs from Parliament marched to the police headquarters to register their displeasure over the assault and other events that occurred during the polls. According to him, the Deputy Director General of the CID promised to investigate why his statement was not taken by the Legon police officers. Now, middle and low income earners can now breathe a sigh of relief as President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has given them an assurance that the government is rolling out pragmatic housing interventions for them to acquire decent and affordable houses. In his 2019 State of the Nation's address to Parliament last Thursday, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo said there were many well-intentioned projects that ended up pricing out the low-income earners who were supposed to be their beneficiaries. Ghana's housing deficit is currently estimated to be in excess of 1.7 million housing units. Experts have projected that a minimum of 190,000 units would be required annually for a 10-year period. President Akufo-Addo said the government was committed to laying a good foundation to give a lasting solution to housing challenges. The president said the government would prioritize the bridging of the housing deficit in its 2019 development agenda. He acknowledged that there was an acute shortage of user-friendly and decent housing for people in the middle and low income brackets in the country. President Akufo-Addo said the interventions will begin with the completion of the many abandoned projects dotted around the country. A consortium of local banks has raised $51 million to fund the completion of the social housing units started by the Kufuor administration in 2006 at Koforidua Tamale Ho, he said. He said the Sagleme housing project started under the last National Democratic Congress NDC's government was also high on the government list of priorities this year. The Sagleme project is a 5,000 housing unit project being undertaken by Construtora OAS Ghana Limited, a Brazilian construction firm, and funded by Emerging Markets Fixed Income Division of the Credit Suisse London. The president said a 5,000 unit project, when completed, would boost the affordable housing numbers. And the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, on Monday signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Economic and Organized Crime Office to work together to investigate the utilization of state revenue from petroleum and gas to prevent wanton embezzlement and criminal abuse. The investigations, which would begin from 2011 when the nation started receiving petroleum revenue, would ensure that all monies accrued to the state are accounted for, so that all persons or institutions found culpable will be dealt with in accordance with the law. The MOU will thus enable the partners to collaborate towards safeguarding the petroleum revenues from criminal abuses with the view of combating economic and organized crimes relating to the management and use of the revenues. It would also ensure efficient, transparent, and accountable management of the revenue to support national infrastructural development and welfare of the people. At the signing ceremony in Accra, Dr. Steve Mantiu, the chairman of PIAC, said since the inception of PIAC in 2011, it had been constrained by the law that established it and thus lacked the legal capacity to prosecute and enforce recommendations from its findings. It was against that backdrop that the two institutions with distinct but mutually reinforcing mandates agreed to work together. Dr. Mantiu initialed on behalf of PIAC, while Mr. Kwesi Kranchi Amwa, the executive director of IOCO, signed on behalf of his office. Outlining the terms of reference of the agreement, Dr. Mantiu said PIAC would invite IOCO to the launch of its semi-annual and annual reports, submit copies of the report to IOCO, highlighting relevant sections that required considerations, and further investigate and furnish IOCO with accompanying documents that related to the highlighted sections. Additionally, PIAC would avail itself to IOCO during investigations where and when necessary, while IOCO was supposed to update PIAC at regular intervals on the progress made on its investigations. Consequently, upon the conclusion of its investigations, IOCO is supposed to submit a formal report to PIAC highlighting its investigative findings and intended actions. However, the MOU would not restrict PIAC from participating in similar activities or arrangements with other entities or government agencies. More so, the agreement would last for 5 years from the date of signature unless revised or terminated by written agreement of the parties, and they might review the provisions of the MOU annually for successful implementation. Now, rice farmers in the Achimamwabeja district in the Ashanti region have appealed to the government to subsidize the cost of planting materials to enable them to produce more for local consumption. They explained that many rice farmers were unable to afford the cost of certified seeds and as such used unapproved and low-yielding seeds for planting that they said usually resulted in low-quality yields, which the market often rejected. According to the farmers, if they receive the government's assistance in the form of subsidies and early release of fertilizers, they would be able to set up production and contribute to a reduction in rice importation. The concern of the farmers was raised during a field trip and demonstration on a rice farm at Sokwai in the Achimangwabeja district. The trip was organized by the Crop Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research for Rice Farmers from 3 communities in the district and was aimed at exposing the farmers to new varieties of rice released in 2017, as well as educate them on good agronomic practices. The farmers admitted that there was high demand for local rice, but their inability to afford inputs for their work was making it difficult for them to meet the demand. The chairman of the Rice Millers Association in Achimangwabeja, Mr. Maxwell Ayirebi, appealed to the government to release fertilizer subsidy coupons to the farmers in time in order to speed up processes of production. He said very often they got the coupons very late and at a time they did not need them or when there were no fertilizers in the depots. Furthermore, he said there was the need for the government to invest in rice mills and assist the private sector to bring modern mills into the country. He commended CRI for releasing their improved rice varieties promptly, as it helped rice farmers to grow more. A senior research scientist and rice breeder at the CRS, Dr. Maxwell Dakun Asante, who took the farmers around the farm, said the project to develop new rice varieties for the market was a collaboration between the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement, WACCI, and the CRI and was funded by the African Union. He said the CRI had developed 6 new rice varieties that were being tested at the demonstration farm to give opportunity to farmers to observe their performance. The new varieties are Emopa, Enapa, Kantinka, Buafu, Mputu, and Date. Dr. Asante said the new varieties were high yielding and disease resistant and therefore good for Ghana's climate. He reiterated the call by the farmers on the government for support to produce more for the market. And the Ghana Prison Service says it requires specialized devices and gadgets to search visitors and officers on duty at prisons to prevent the smuggling of contraband items into the inner parameters of prisons. Some of the devices, such as scanners and jammers, have been part of the budget of the Ghana prisons but has never been procured due to low budgetary allocation. The Chief Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Prison Service, Superintendent of Prisons, Mr. Vitalis Ayi, told the media in Accra that the absence of requisite logistics and tools to enable officers to conduct proper and decent searches on officers and visitors accounted for the perennial smuggling of contraband items into the prisons. He said sometimes some inmates who had undertaken tasks outside were induced by prison officials to allow them to expel items they had swallowed or inserted into their anuses. We need jammers to ensure that the use of mobile phones in prisons is not possible. The appeal for logistical support comes in the wake of the ceaseless smuggling of contraband items into the country's prisons. From the fortified prisons walls in Ghana, reports of people being busted for carrying contrabands to prisoners are rife. The contrabands are often smuggled into the prisons, mostly through visitors, some knowingly, others unknowingly, as well as some officials of the Ghana Prison Service. Some of the contraband smuggled into the prisons for inmates are Indian hemp, cigarettes, medicines such as paracetamol and tramadol, alcoholic beverages, subscriber identification module, cars, and mobile phones. Providing some statistics of arrest, Mr. AE said 28 civilian and 8 officers were apprehended between 2017 and 2018 in 4 of the country's major prisons. Giving a breakdown of the figures, Mr. Yi said 14 civilians and 3 officers were intercepted at the Nsawam medium prisons, 6 civilians and 2 officers were arrested at the Ankerful maximum prisons. 6 civilians and 2 officers were arrested at Ankerful, while 5 civilians and 2 officers were picked up at the Kumasi prisons, with 3 civilians and an officer arrested at the Sunyani Central prisons. Apart from the popular way of concealing some of the contrabands in food, it has emerged that the perpetrators of these illegal acts have mastered the game and introduced new methods to outwit officials at the prisons. For instance, they pour alcoholic beverages into soft drink bottles, cut open bars and cakes of soap, and conceal weed or cigarette and reseal them. Mobile phones are concealed in bread, SIM cards are concealed in onions, and 50 Ghana cedi notes are hidden in sellotape. Now, the Ghana Trades Union Congress TUC has commended the plan by government to set up the Social Partnership Council to build consensus with key partners on the management of the economy. President Adudankwa Akufo-Addo pronounced the initiative when he presented the State of the Nation address last week. The president explained that the SPC will provide a medium for building a sense of cohesion, trust, self-management, frank and open discussions among the social partners on how to grow the economy. Reacting to the 2019 SONA in a statement released yesterday, the TUC said the SPC will ignite a broad-based national discussion that takes into account the differences in perspectives in the formulation, implementation, evaluation and review of economic and other public policies. The TUC also urged the government in the statement to turn its attention to a potential loss of revenue at the ports following a contract awarded to the Meridian Port Services to build a new container terminal. The information they gathered, according to them, further indicates that when the new terminal commences operations in June 2019, with the monopolistic rise of MPS, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and other operators in the terminal port, such as terminal operators, inland container depots, stevedoring companies, and shore handling companies, would lose huge revenues that may lead to the collapse of many container-related businesses. This will translate into massive job losses in the maritime industry, which is already grappling with redundancies as a result of government's policy of registering many stevedore and shore handling companies. Now, finally, before some sports updates comes to you, a team from the Ghana Standards Authority (GSA) and the Ghana Police Service last Friday raided a warehouse at Oyarifa that has been converted into a manufacturing site for the production and distribution of unapproved gas cylinders. In the process, the team arrested 4 persons suspected to be workers of the illegal establishment who were busily working at the facility during the raid. The operations was led and supervised by the business development manager of the GSA, Mr. George Anti. Speaking to the Daily Graphic after the raid, Mr. Anti explained that some few weeks ago the GSA had reliable information that some unapproved gas cylinders had inundated the market and therefore began investigations to locate the manufacturer. He said the GSA's surveillance in the market identified the manufacturer of the unapproved gas cylinders as Quest Systems located at Oyarifa and proceeded to shut down its operations. Upon the GSA's investigation, they found out that the company was operating the facility without the necessary permit and certification from the GSA, which means that the authority cannot ascertain the quality of the gas cylinders that they produce onto the market. Mr. Anti said Quest Systems was unknown to the GSA and was not approved to engage in the manufacturing of gas cylinders. He explained that only 2 companies had the approval of the GSA to manufacture and distribute gas cylinders. They are the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company and Platinum Impex Limited, manufacturers of Sigma gas cylinder. Given that Quest Systems was operating without the necessary certification that would ensure public safety, Mr. Anti said the GSA would keep the facility under lock and key and facilitate the prosecution of the manufacturer to deter others from engaging in similar acts. He said the use of such inferior gas cylinders could pose grave danger to users and in some instances cause domestic fires. Explaining the rationale behind the exercise, Mr. Anti said the GSA operation was in line with the Standards Act NRCD 173, which gave the authority the mandate to prohibit the sale of inferior goods. The GSA is mandated under the Standards Authority Act 1973 to undertake conformity assessment activities and give permissions for a conforming product to bear a mark of conformity called the standard mark, providing evidence of compliance to specification. As a result, a product bearing this mark carries a third-party guarantee and assurance that the product has been inspected, tested, and conforms to the requirements of an accepted standard. And it's now time for sports updates from my friend Stephen Zuta, who joins me. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, my brother.
Another day. How was the day? How was the night?
The night wasn't bad. It was good.
Yeah. So, what is the new updates in the world of sports?
Jose Mourinho has something to say, and he was talking about Kepa's
reactions. Yes.
Find out that is the World Cup. Yeah, and he also made some. I don't know if it's. He said he would love to work with people that he loves.
Exactly.
And share the same idea.
Exactly.
With
those who respect him.
If he is taking a jab at Manchester United or. Because he said some clubs have approached him after leaving United.
Certainly.
I want to work with clubs that they have the same ideology. People
okay,
that he loves.
Okay, people who accept his ideologies. People who accept the way he is. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember when he left Madrid back to Chelsea, he made the same statement that he loves being with people who also love him, who like him very much, who appreciate him. I think these were some of the comments he made immediately after leaving Real Madrid. So, but shortly the players showed their power, and that is one shortfall in the Chelsea management. You don't have to empower players over a manager like that. So as the Mourinho fan and Chelsea fan, I feel he comes back, but
you are
I don't take. Seriously.
So with the way things are going for Mauricio Sarri, I'm very sure maybe Chelsea are going to announce the same Mourinho as the new manager.
That would be a very welcoming news.
I have seen it in a way that Chelsea was formed for Mourinho and Mourinho was born for Chelsea.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just over to you. Just take us through some of the updates this morning.
My name is Stephen Zuta, and you are live on C Radio Online. We are located in the Ningo Pram district. Precisely, we are based in Pram. You can locate us at the Old Cemetery. We are live on Facebook. Just log on to Facebook and search for C Radio Online. You can go to Google Play Store and download the app over there, or visit www.radio.modernghana.com/station/C Radio, and you can listen to us live. If you have our app, you don't need an earpiece. All that matters is you blasting to your phone over there. And you can also search for C Radio Online on YouTube, and we are live over there. Also subscribe to the page and share with friends. That will make us very happy. We are going to appreciate what you do for us. You'll be doing it, so we know you're definitely going to do that. Let's start with some foreign news before we end with the local stories over here. And Jose Mourinho said, I want to work with people I love. Jose Mourinho revealed his next job in management would include working with people that he lost. Mourinho said he had already turned down a job due to a club's lack of ambition, adding his next move would be to an outfit that had people he enjoyed working with. And Jose Mourinho said, if it's a club without ambition, I wouldn't go. I refuse because I want high-level football and ambitions at the highest level. That is my second item of requirement. My first item is structural empathy. I want to work with people that I love, people I want to work with that I'm happy to work with whom I share the same ideas. So that was what I just say Mourinho has got to say. And he said it was what I had at Inter. There are clubs like this. Normally, that is a very important part of a successful club. So I don't know if he's doing the job at Real Madrid, United, and Chelsea, because he said that was what he had at Inter Milan. And Jose Mourinho has coached FC Porto, Chelsea, Manchester United, Real Madrid. So for mentioning Inter Milan, I'm very sure he's got some things against these clubs he has coached without mentioning their names. And now let's move to former Manchester City manager Manuel Pellegrini said the credible bid for Manchester City is going to be a tough test, and he has warned Manchester City that they have to lay emphasis and lay focus on 2 or 3 titles coming their way. City has already won the League Cup from Chelsea. They are in the Champions League competing for it. They went away against Schalke 04 and they defeated Schalke 04 by 3-2. So they are almost qualified to the quarter-final stage. And also in the FA Cup, Manchester City are in the semi-final stage of the FA Cup. And they are in contention for the Premiership also. So making it 4 titles for Manchester City. But former manager for Man City, Manuel Pellegrini, has advised Man City to be focused on 2 or 3 titles. If they want to lay or they are ambitious or they are focused on the quadruple, being 4 titles for the year, is going to be difficult, and that might affect them by losing almost 2 to 3 of those titles. And from Manuel Pellegrini, we move to Lukaku, who happens to be the leading marksman for Manchester United under Jose Mourinho. But since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over, he's always been on the bench with Rashford being the leading marksman. He said Luke Shaw has been an outstanding player for Manchester United this season. He mentioned the likes of Ashley Young, the likes of Paul Pogba and other players, Anthony Martial being on and off, David De Gea, who has always been superb for Manchester United. But he said if you look at circumstances surrounding Luke Shaw when Jose Mourinho was in charge, and now what Luke Shaw is doing, meaning the guy has been an outstanding player. So Lukaku has allowed Luke Shaw being the outstanding player for Manchester United this season. We move to Chelsea, where Kepa has been fined a week's wages for substitution first when they took on Manchester City in the League Cup final. You all remember we break the news here that Kepa, after he was called to be substituted, he refused to come up and then ordered the coach to take his time because he wants to be in post, he wants to mount the post till the end of the game, and that happened, which make coach Mauricio Sarri very furious over them. After the game, he chose some comment, but yesterday in the press he said after the game he spoke with Kepa and everything has been fine, everything is okay now. But Kepa, from management, he has been fined 1 week salary, so meaning at the end of this week he's not going to receive his salary over there. I don't think this is going to affect Kepa, because the money this young chap, 21 years, the kind of money he makes in a week, Masa. Okay, so from there let's move on to some results which happened yesterday. We start with the Spanish La Liga, where Real Sociedad, they were at home yesterday and they went away rather to Girona when they drew 0-0. But the game came to an end with no one putting the ball beyond the net. And in the German Bundesliga, RB Leipzig, they drew 1-1 with Hoffenheim yesterday. The game ended 1-1 apiece. Hoffenheim, they went ahead getting the first goal in the 22nd minute. Courtesy Andrej Kramaric, he was on target in the 22nd minute. In the 89th minute, Will Uphand, he salvaged a point for Leipzig over there. So that's how it ended yesterday at the Red Bull Arena in Germany, where Leipzig did 3-1 with Hoffenheim. In the championship yesterday, Nottingham Forest defeated Derby County by a lone goal over there. Let's move to some fixtures for tonight, where EPL will be resuming this evening. Number of teams will be playing this evening. In the EPL, we have Cardiff City at 7:45. They will be taking on Everton this evening at 7:45 exactly. Cardiff City, they will be playing at home and they will be taking on Everton over there. We have referee Kevin Friend, who is going to be at the center at the Cardiff City Stadium. Kevin Friend will be center in action, or he will be the man in black. And we have Huddersfield City also. They will be playing host to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Leicester City will also be taking on their counterpart. But in the Huddersfield and the West Wolverhampton Wanderers, we have David Quaid, who is going to be the center referee over there. Okay, let's move to other matches where Leicester City will be taking on Brighton and Hove Albion, and Newcastle United, they will be taking on Burnley. So the Magpies will be looking to get another 3 points. Remember, Ghanaian international Christian Achu, he plays for Newcastle United, where we have Craig Hodgson, he is going to be the center man at the St. James Park this evening. So that's the fixtures for EPL this evening. Let's move to the Spanish Copa del Rey, where some matches will be happening. This evening, a match will be happening. But let's move to the Copa Italia before to the Spanish Copa del Rey. And this evening, Lazio will be taking on AC Milan in the Copa Italia. And in the French League on French Cup, Paris Saint-Germain, they will be taking on Dijon in the French Cup this evening. So that's all for the foreign news. We move to the local scene where over the weekend, Beninois boxer Locoso, who took on Same Bastre in a weight catching game at the Bukup Arena. Sami Bastre gave him a left hook in the second round, and he sent him to the canvas, where he took the doctors at the ringside to revive the young Beninois. He collapsed after receiving that left hook from Sami Bastre. Sami Bastre has taken leave after defeating Bukom Banku in round 7 in the Bukom Arena some time ago. That was a year and a half ago. So catching weight again, which happened against the Beninois boxer Lukoso, he sent him to the ground in the second round, and the guy just collapsed. So it took doctors from both sides, from Samuel camp and then from Lukoso camp, to survive or to revive the young guy's life. So boxing is, they say, it's an act of self-defense, but you have to at least look at the opponent you try to fight. You have to at least train harder before you go into the ring. And Mediama Sporting Club announces their last friendly at the Takwa and Aboso Park this Wednesday, the 27th, as they will be taking on Elmina Sharks. That very day, being tomorrow, a sword is also going to be cut when Go First Ghana Limited in Takwa, they are going to be uplifting and upgrading the pitch over there. So it's a good news that Takwa and Aboso Park is going to get upliftment over there. It's usual with these people, we know they are capable of doing anything. So the TNA Park is going to be uplifted over there. And the hearts of folk supporters are all saying FIFA should look at the goal scored by Joseph Issah when they took on Dreams FC as a contender or goal contender for the season, because it was a thunder strike from the young attacker. Kumasi Asante Kotoko will be touching down from their game in Zambia to put their houses together as they wait for the return encounter when they take on Nkana FC in the CAF Confederation Cup Group C, fourth game of the group. My name is Terence Zuta, and you can log on to Facebook and search for Seal Radio Online and like the page. Also on YouTube, we are live on YouTube, so you can go on YouTube and then search for Seal Radio, Seal News, and you just subscribe to the page. I hand over to my colleague Issah nabilah Salifu when he wrap up with the news over there. So over to you, Issah.
Yeah, Stephen, thank you. But Basti Sameh, is he a serious boxer, or does he have ambition? Does he want to also win a world title as the others have done? I mean, anytime I haven't heard of him having a number of fights. I think he only targets one person at a time, and he does it as well.
Like the person targeted is.
And whenever he faces opponent, he seems to be total control.
Sure. You know one thing most people don't know about Buster is Buster raised from the camp of Mayweather. He was a sparring partner for Mayweather.
Okay.
There were instances when Mayweather had fights. His sparring partner.
Okay.
The person, like you say in football, we say a friendly match.
Yes,
so in boxing, his sparring partner.
Okay.
Pastor happens to be a sparring partner for Mayweather. So he was raised from the camp of Mayweather. He's a good boxer, but I think those handling the guy, the management, they need to work on it, because you could see his punches are heavy. He's got out of Mike Tyson type of punches, Leonard Lewis type of punches, Mayweather type of punches. He's got that heavy punch.
Always in a bid to kill the opponent. Look at what happened to Bukom Banku.
First time ever Bukom Banku visited the canvas.
He was completely helpless. In the ring. And this, the one you just read now too, it seems
the
to be
Beninois boxer Lokosu. He was even more helpless than Bukom Banku, because it took the doctors from the ringside to revive the guy. In the second round, it was even a weaker punch from the left side. That is the left hook, which just sent the guy to the canvas. And you know, in Africa or in Ghana, the best breathing or respiratory system we can get is by using our shirts or other objects to fan the person. So that was exactly what happened. Some competitors who jump into the ring have to take off their shirts in fanning or blowing air. Wow. It was a serious incident. Even Buster was closer to the guy, and he was like, I could see there were frustrations on his face. That maybe why should I
think he and the management should come up seriously
and then start preparing for international bout, world title bout.
Yes, other have done.
But he can't just be moving around doing friendly bouts.
Selective fight. That one.
Selective justice.
Okay, Steven Zita, thank you very much for that sports updates. Now, the news continues. And the director of the Ghana Institute of Journalism, GIJ, says the institute will tighten its admission requirements as part of measures to ensure that products produced by the institute meet industry standards. Professor Kwamina Kwanza Edu said the institute wanted to remain relevant to industry, for which reason he became worried when industry players complained about the quality of products from the institute. He made the announcement when he paid a courtesy call on the management of the Graphic Communications Group Limited at the company's head office in Accra yesterday. Professor Kwanza Edu was accompanied by the head of research and acting head of the Department of Communications of the school, Dr. Lauretia Ajepon, and a senior lecturer, Mr. Yao Odami Jao. The visit was in line with the institute's effort to deepen its relationship with key stakeholders, including the Graphic Group, as well as agree on possible areas of collaboration. Professor Kwanza Edu said the falling standards of education in the country needed a broader national discourse to find a lasting solution to the development. Extolling what he described as the healthy relationship between the institute and the GCGL, Professor Kwanza Edu said the two institutions had a long-standing relationship which needed to be strengthened for their mutual benefit. The rector said the GCGL was probably one of the largest end users of products from the institute, adding GIJ and Graphic were two separate organizations whose paths keep crossing all the time. For his part, the managing director of the Graphic Communications Group Limited, Mr. Atu Aful, said the company was a proud partner and great beneficiary of the services the institute offered. Let's now go to Nigeria and find some updates of our neighbors. And well, sorry, we will bring you some updates from the Nigerian election very soon. Some results, some certified results from the Independent Electoral Commission INEC has come so far to about 28 out of the 36 states, and the rest are still awaiting, and we are looking forward to get the information for you very soon. But finally, let's come back to our own backyard, and the former president J.J. Rawlings congratulated the former president John Dramani Mahama on his election as flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC), and this is how it goes. He said his congratulations to the former president JDM on his election as the presidential candidate of the NDC, and my congratulations also go to all the other candidates for the dignified manner they conducted themselves throughout the process and for accepting the results in a mature and good-natured manner. While congratulating ourselves as a party for a relatively smooth process, we have to remember that this is only the first step to the task to convince the larger Ghanaian electorate, and the president urges the candidate, the party leadership, and all the grassroots to work together to re-embrace the NDC's core principles in a bid to carve a positive message and image for the party. It was issued by Kobina Ando Amwakwa Communications Directorate at the office of the former president Jerry John Rawlings. And as I said, we'll bring to you some updates from Nigeria, the Nigerian elections shortly. But for now, before we go, let's just have a look at the headlines. And government rolls out housing interventions. Some George explains Legon Police refused to take his statement at the Commission of Inquiry into the Ayawaso by-election. TUC laws government plan to set up social partnership. And at Chumangwabiaja rice farmers appeal for support. The Ghana Standards Authority raise illegal cylinder plant, and GIJ to tighten admission requirements. That marks the end of news at 7 on Seal Radio Online. My name is Issah Nabilah Salifu. We will be back. Stephen.
There is this trending.
Okay. Yeah, on social media, a photo of the former president directing traffic on the. Yes. I actually saw it. Yes, I saw it. You know, this from Road from. If you are coming from Tema or let's run about Temamoto runabout to Duenya through to the Pram, there is a consistent traffic over there, just on that stretch. I don't understand.
This one was at the Pram Junction.
At the Pram Junction.
Where
okay.
Ningo
Pram Junction.
Sure.
Okay. That's the. I saw the picture on social media.
I think it's a good thing the former president. You know, we have people who are former MPs, even former assembly members. They will never do this.
No.
If they get down from their car, what they will say is, do you know whom I was, or do you know whom I am?
Do you know who I am?
Allow me to go.
But
the president took his time, parked his car,
yes,
and then he started directing traffic. I think is that a
demonstrating leadership, statesmanship.
Yeah. Some people were like, okay, those who never knew the president will see this as new thing, but in the 80s, in the 90s, he helped people deceit gutters, help in carrying cocoa and a whole lot. So this is no news. But I think at his age, doing this,
he's still having that.
We have our police people, when they get to the roadside, all they know is someone was telling me, if you driving and then a policeman stand by the roadside and raise their hand with the fingers open like this, you have to know what the police is investigating. That's their job. The MTTD or motor
traffic department.
That's their job.
That is their job, and they seem to be relaxing on their job. You see, it's a case study for them. You see, Ghana in Pram, for instance, here we have a number of police stations here. I mean, there are a lot of police officers here. Here having the history of first district to get police station. So anybody who comes here will see a police presence at almost everywhere, and the police you see seem not to be too active. They seem not to be active. That just as we said, they only will be seen on the roadside raising their hands for special reasons. We have been playing the road all the time, and we've been saying what look at what if they were there. We don't know. The police have been existing in this for a long time. They are always there.
Most of the times I sit in cars and then
this
I
is
watch
their job.
The behavior of some police.
Yes.
And I just laugh.
They only have a special interest in.
And us will come back to them again.
To them again, yes.
And us will come back to them again.
As for them, even it doesn't even take it will take an as very short. You know, any
within 20 minutes, it can get over 1,000 police across the country.
Even you know, it is they don't even seem to be hiding it
If you look at
from the public view.
What the president was doing almost in the evening, because cars have put on their light, so you can see almost getting late. But the former president took his time and
came up from his car to direct traffic. It is amazing.
You
see, yes, I saw it. It's commendable. But
I was watching the video. It got to a stage. You could see the army hats in him. Wanted to come because he was instructing some drivers to move back, and they were being reluctant in going back. So he started moving and showing the house. I said, "This one, you are old."
So if you've heard of him or read of him, usually sacking some appointees during his time, and also criticizing them, you should understand.
Sure.
During his time, he will either sack you or maybe give you a slap for sleeping on your job, or
he's good at doing that.
Yes, you see. So I think that is still it justifies his behavior at the time of and nephew Gabi Ochire Dako catches diarrhea over Mohammed's overwhelming victory. Yes, Gabi Ochire Dako, a nephew to the president of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo. You see, let me go into it a bit for you. Okay. The nephew of President Akufo-Addo, Gabi Ochire Dako, seems to have caught diarrhea on social media platform Facebook since the announcement that former President John Mahama had over 95% endorsement in the NDC contest. John Dramani Mahama, who lost the 2016 national elections to MPP's Akufo-Addo, won the February 23rd primary of the NDC with a wide margin. He obtained 95.23% of the total valid votes cast to beat 6 other contestants since news of Mr. Mohammed's victory broke. Gabi has been making a series of posts about Mohammed's chances. And let's read some of the posts. Congratulations to John Mahama and the NDC for a successful leadership contest yesterday. The victory is emphatic. The unity appears solid. The alternatives is still scary. Alternatives still scary.
Okay.
He wrote. And another one, he said, for the first time in Ghana's history, a president who was voted out of office in just the last election is asking to be voted back, and in the next election. So what will his message be? Ghanaians were wrong, or he was wrong, but now promises to change. He added again. You see, I asked the NDC secretary,
That's the MPP secretary.
sorry, MPP secretary of Nigo Pram, that you see, Solomon Jamba, yes, that a number of lawsuits was made against the former president John Mahama to stop him from contesting as former president of the Republic of Ghana. And even before that, we had a number of rumors and a number of statements by some of the MPP members that he doesn't qualify anymore to any longer to become a president of the Republic. And many people suggested they may be scary of his coming back. And when I asked him that, he denied that. he denied that. Gabi Asare Ochiridaku's statement on Facebook, endorses that. It confirms this notion by many people in Ghana.
Those lawsuits against the former president, it's been tagged that MPP were behind it.
Exactly.
But those fourth runners or those taking it to court were not NDC members.
Yes.
One thing I don't understand,
they have friends,
which I need the lawmakers or those who interpret the law to at least help we understand this. Ex-President Mahama took his ex gratia when he was leaving office.
Yes.
In 2016. He took his ex gratia as
a former
always
president.
Been done for former president.
All former presidents.
Ex-President Kufuor had his. Ex-President Rawlings had his. So if President Mahama had his, I don't get it. If maybe the law permits him to contest again in the national elections.
Yes.
So let's wait. Let's wait. Ask the court to decide.
People have raised that concern. Many on many platforms, but you see, and I also, as a social content, also don't feel too happy because apart from taking the ex gratia, he's also been treated just as all former president taking some salary or some benefits for being a former president. But you see, this is law. Let's leave it to there are a lot of lawyers, seasoned lawyers in the MPP who can take up this challenge. And if really they have a case, so be it.
It's only the court that
will decide. But you see, there is something that I take some lesson I take from this election. In the primaries, in the run up to the election, this candidate, the number of candidates contesting former president, you see, almost all of them or most of them had messages that usually seem to be attacking the former president or making him unpopular in the face of the delegates.
Sure.
But and on the part of him, his message also has been against the current government, always also punching the loopholes in the government, as if he was already in the presidential contest, the general election contest. You see, so you know what? If NDC members or the delegates would hate the former president for leading the party to defeat last election, they cannot hate him more than Nana Akufo-Addo. Have you seen something? Or the MPP? Yes.
Getting it.
So the people, his contestants, his opponents didn't get their message well. I think they did not get their message. If they had just gone ahead to popularize themselves, tell them the policies they are bringing, what the better things they are bringing on board. You see, the benefits that they intend to give to the grassroots. Rather would have been better for them, and maybe the message would have been different by now. But he also decided not to reply them.
You see,
also just a punch giving,
in election or vying for a post or a position. If you are 2, you are 3, you are more.
Yes.
And one is a sending campaign message, telling the public like, this is what I want to do. We need to change this. We need to change that. And then you come and then you keep telling the people, Salifu has done this, he's done that, he's done this. You are not sending campaign message. You are not sending a good message to the people.
No,
you are attacking personality.
You are creating enmity between
you get it?
Among yourselves.
And
you see,
to get the post, or when you go in for election, it's the campaign message that you carry,
exactly,
which will win the people for you.
Yes.
In 2016, MPP carried a good campaign message.
Strong message.
Strong message.
Yes.
Former President Mahama was moving. I have done this. I have done that. Yes. The MPP can't do this. The free education is impossible. Is this? Is that?
Yes.
What MPP they were sending the campaign message. We are going to do this. We are going to do that. Free education, teacher training allowance, nursing allowance. You see,
the promises actually worked.
One village, one dam, one district, one factory, one constituency. This amount. So you see, it went deep into the minds of the people,
electors,
and then they gave their vote out.
Yes.
So it's the same thing that happened.
The same thing that's happening now.
Primaries.
Yes.
They were attacking former president Muhammad that he did this, he did that, and he was also lambasting on some loopholes in the NPP government.
So, which is what I actually the real NDC supporters or delegates want.
The delegates got that message.
They got that message. They feel that he's still having an ambition to actually unseat this president.
But, we've not started the campaign yet, but well, I don't know which message is President Mahama going to carry this time around.
Well, this is a question many people are asking. And
they condemn free education. The NPP, well, they are do I say managing it or it's in existence? But
okay,
you know, everything has got its side effect.
I think the NDC
teacher training, nursing allowances, President Mahama scribed it off. Now it has been brought by NPP. You see, so this 2020 from next year, the elections.
Is it 2020?
The elections is
2020. Yeah.
Sure, but campaign will start from 2019. I'm very sure. Maybe
they're getting.
We are in 2019, right?
Yes, 2019.
Wow.
And we are almost in March.
I knew of the date and then the month. But I forgot about
the election will be held at the latter part of the year, so December. And so the campaign can even start early or the first quarter in 2020.
But I thought some concerns were raised that they want to bring it back to November 7th. Or is still
no, it couldn't work out.
Issah,
the Charlotte or say Issah time, they wanted to bring it back there, but I think agreement wasn't made. The court, I think these things are court issues.
But the 7th would have been a good thing. 7th November.
Yes,
maybe you see this after election, how do you call it, re-election and the likes, so that the president at least can be put on seat come 7th January, and then.
Let me read a message from our friend Walanyo in Akwatia.
He's always been a good follower.
Yes. He said, how come some judge as a civilian present a supposed bullet case to the Commission of Inquiry without subjecting it to ballistic test before it's tendered as evidence? Some judge should be thoroughly investigated. Police says they retrieved 6 cases. Some judge says 29. John Muhammad says 15. Who is now telling the truth? What a joke Ghana country is Ghana. What a joke country Ghana is. Some judge swore the oath saying NDC doesn't have vigilante groups named Azoka Boys and the Hawks, but NPP has vigilante groups called Invisible Forces and Delta Forces. NDC will forever reward with opposition. I think, okay. Regards to NS Yaukumi. Yeah, Walanyo in Akwatia. Thank you. Well, some judge appeared at the commission yesterday. I didn't have enough time to watch the full episode, but I heard some excerpts of it. And he presented those bullet cases for some of the evidence. But he was there, even if the police.
He collected them from the ground.
Well, that is also another thing that one have to. As we cannot tell. But as to whether this man is making a case that the police had a different number, and then you see that the police had okay. Yes, but you see, I mean, I don't buy that. If some judge himself was there, he was just at the scene. He was actually assaulted. He was attacked. So if he brings out anything from the grounds that this is my evidence, I think he cannot be faulted, or he cannot be begrudged. If the police also had a fewer number, it is also probably they might have been busier than some judge. You see.
But one thing too is another school of thought. The shooting first started at the residence of the NDC
parliamentary candidate.
DK.
Yes.
Darlington or.
Kwesibro, Delali Kwesibro.
It's called DKB. That's the name mostly used in calling him. A shooting incident started from that side. So maybe they collected some of the how do we call bullet cases from that side before the police, because as the shooting incident started and then the police came around. You get it? So maybe before the police might come, the cases, some has been collected by Sam George. He was on the ground.
He was on the ground. Yeah, so for me,
he was the first person who made it known to the media that some people have entered the election premises, the constituency, armored. So, and even he said he has been shot. Sam George said he has been shot. You get it?
Yeah, he said he was shot at. Yes, and in that distance, he said what he said to back the shooting, though he was not caught up by the bullet. He said he ran in quote, I ran in a zigzag. I ran in a zigzag.
He wasn't going straight.
Yeah, to dodge bullets from Labaulashi.
I think we need to ask Sam George the military.
Yeah, he ran in a zigzag to dodge bullets from Labaulashi shooters.
I think we need to ask Sam George the military, because someone who can dodge bullets.
This man is serious. Yes, and you know that shooting if a guy multiple guns are shooting
in a kung fu way,
you run straight, definitely you'll be caught by the bullets. But if you are able to run zigzag,
the shooters they are no good shooters.
Like snake.
They are no good shooters.
No, but he was smarter, or maybe he was faster than them.
How can someone be faster than bullets?
I'm even wondering how far, if I look at how fat he is. And
you see, we those that we those that are hunters.
Yes.
We even shoot animal when running.
You're a hunter.
Yeah, I'm a hunter.
Wow, but the animal doesn't have that sense to be able to dodge the bullets. They don't, animals are not like human.
You've never encountered some. There is no bush animal that you chase and then it will be running straight.
Okay.
They just keep jumping.
Okay, some of them,
left, right,
exactly.
especially this antelope.
They
don't go straight.
And rabbit.
They don't go straight.
Yes.
So
I last
even
saw
with that one.
I last saw a rabbit. Stretching a dog. Masa. The dog could
even with that one, you shoot and get it. And this, our security forces can't shoot at a man.
Well, the allegations.
Honorable Sam George. He's got weight.
Yeah, yes. He got weight.
So he can't even go down maximum speed.
Well, there are some people who have the ability to control themselves.
That's why youth experience
he's very youthful. He's very strong. He's very fit, energetic. So he can do anything.
This is so serious that in a zigzag way, our national security
he ran this way, right to left, whilst
was Sam George
to dodge.
The bullet was aimed at him, or maybe it's a warning shot that they just gave.
Well, if you are in a gathering, Stephen, if you are in a gathering and then chaos spring out there, and you decide to save your life, and in the course of you running, you heard some gunshots behind. Do you have to stand and you have to look back to see whether
you better change your position?
You don't even have to ascertain whether the shooting are directing at you or not.
The rate at which we are going, you have to increase.
The moment you have the sense that you are being attacked, whether the shooting was directed at you or warning shots, you assume it was.
But on the more serious note, I think Honorable Sam George needs to be taken to the police training schools and then the military training centers. Especially the one at my place is like this, so that he can at least teach the recruit how to dodge bullets. You get it? It's so amazing.
He can better serve in parliament, not over there. And he said, this is one other statement by him. It was like an action movie. He said it was like an action movie. Some not recounts I was shooting. You see, it seems to him like he was asleep. It was like an action movie. Oh, it wasn't easy. If you see the pictures, on social media, you still think it wasn't Ghana. it looks as if war-prone zones area, what we've been seeing on CNN and
on the more serious note.
Nobody it was very sad
as like fun.
Yes,
we have some people
this is
the
not
only
funny.
gunshot they've heard happens to be maybe in a movie.
In a movie, yes.
You see, if you are at a place and a gun is being shot, the sound alone will put some kind of fear in you. You see, I have experienced land guards fighting before.
Yes.
Using guns.
Using gun. Exchange.
It wasn't easy.
Massa.
It wasn't easy.
Some people even get a gunshot. Some people cannot withstand even a gunshot. To hearing of a gunshot, not to talk of viewing it.
You see, I was closer to a scene when I heard gunshots, and they said it's armed robbers. The way people were screaming and the way they were shouting at them, and then I monitored a police operation when they went in grabbing some armed robbers. My brother, it wasn't easy. The first time I experienced that police operation grabbing armed robbers, I was in SHS. I came for weekends and I have to leave Sunday, and I said, well, let me just wait and go on Monday. And the incident happened on Sunday evening. My brother, early dawn, I have to leave because I was afraid maybe the robbers might come back to town. And if police don't intervene earlier, so gunshots, and even gun itself.
This thing should not be taken lightly. We shouldn't.
So far as the Commission of Inquiry
has been set up,
they are,
yes, and a lot of issues are coming out. I think the commission, the formation of that commission is actually helping in a way. It's helping. So
some people we don't want to be called on contempt, but I think anybody who will be found guilty or culpable on this particular issue needs to be punished.
Severely punished. Yes.
We are kind of, I don't know.
But I heard something that the evidences taken from that commission cannot be used as basis for prosecution or so. Before the commission was set up, or before they began their sitting, this is what I was hearing.
So if really it's true, what is the essence of setting up the commission?
What is the essence? You see, that is what I also made a post that I made a post on Facebook just earlier, that if you find or see a snake on the roadside, attempting to bite you or charging at you, I think you don't need all you need to do is to either run away from it if you are not courageous like some of it, to kill it, or if you can, just kill it. But you don't need to try to identify what kind of snake is this a cobra, is this a python, so that you go and look for anti-snake vaccine for it. No, you have to kill it.
You either kill it or you flee away from it.
The best thing to have been done by the government was to try and fish out these people, the perpetrators, those who were visibly
who were visually seen on the national security something.
Then is it Azugu or is it not?
No, he is the SWAT
team commander. Okay.
Yeah, but the national
security
the national personnel, their commander who came, it was like they've identified the guy who slapped
Sam George. Yes, I heard it.
And then those who did the shooting, they've been asked to step aside. They've been asked to step aside. My brother, what does that mean? Step aside as they've been taken off from the national security, or
step aside,
or what are they trying?
This is so sad. You see, we have a beautiful laws as said by many people, but the laws are not actually working. The laws are not being used the way it's supposed to be used. So that we have a peaceful country. We have a country that everybody have the opportunity. We have a country that we all seem to be equal under the law. But there's no, the equality before the law is just on paper thing. I don't think it really works, because somebody from a poor home commits a crime, and is getting the person is getting punished.
Last I was reading some news, and they've arrested and jailed one guy 14 years for stealing 14 inches TV. 14 inches TV. And he's been jailed for 14 years.
See.
And we have people
television.
In politics that everything is clear.
They've
embezzled state funds.
Yes.
They're moving around. You see,
at the expense of
a young guy, a primary 5 guy was telling me, to be a professional armed robber without being arrested, you need to do politics. So for him now, he want to enter into politics after school. I said, wow, look at a primary 5 guy. The mentality.
The mentality.
That it's only in politics you can squander money, you can embezzle funds, and you go scot free.
So this,
because people have done
this kid will grow up with this mentality.
And when
then
he should really enter into politics, and even not let's leave the higher office, but even getting the position or the post as an assembly member.
Start from there.
What do you think this guy is going to do?
That's where you started from. Rising to
he's going to embezzle funds because he knows after that, or maybe the only thing they will say is go and sin no more.
Go and sin no more. Yes, because you're a big man.
That is the trending in Ghana now. But so with this commission, I just hope and pray nothing comes out like go and sin no more.
Go and sin no more.
Or go and slap some judge no more.
But I think even apart from the sittings, the commission sittings, the law still requires that the security services still maintain their investigations. They can maintain their investigation and continue their prosecution, even without the evidence from the commission. That's one thing ahead. So the commission is only meant to identify or to find out what actually transpired there, and also to find ways of preventing such future occurrences. But that is not enough.
One good thing is, so far as it's, as you say, like they can't use the commission's findings for prosecution. I think they can use that as evidence when they prosecuting at the law court.
That is what they are saying. It cannot be used. That is what
like things being said at the commission.
Cannot, unless you go and then decide to bring the evidence that you presented there. The evidence that came out from the commission can actually be used as though you found it from different places. You cannot make reference to the commission.
To the commission.
Yes, that's why in the course of prosecution, that's what they mean. You cannot go there and say that my lord, according to the commission.
So as the National Security Council boss came out saying they've identified the guy who slapped Honorable Sam George. So
this same person was seen. Many Ghanaians have also.
You can't make a case at the law court by referring to either then we need to contact the commander to provide that national security person.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That one. He can't be questioned. He can't be asked to come and provide the person who was responsible for slapping of our MP. But in presenting that evidence, it is not lawful to mention the commission,
to make a reference
or to refer to the commission. That's what is meant. So the commission's aim is not actual for prosecution. This is what baffles our minds as laymen in the law. So
we live to see and then get to know the outcome of what the commission has for Ghana.
Outside this, let's look at one interesting thing also here. The Manzi Shuket, like somebody, a pastor seen to have brought back a dead person. Let me read the story for the end. They said that a video of Pastor Alf Lukau of Alleluia Ministries bringing a dead man back to life during a church services has gone viral on social media. Incredible. During the service, the coffin with the man's body is removed from the hearse as a crowd of people gather around it. A woman who claims to be the man's landlord. A woman claiming to be the man's landlord tells Lukau that the man got sick and started coughing on Friday, which prompted them to take him to the hospital. That is where he died in his hands. That's what the woman said. And Luka begins to pray for the body, which reportedly came straight. Hey! Luka begins to pray for the body, which reportedly came straight from the mortuary, prompting the man to sit up in the coffin with his mouth and eyes wide open. I've seen the picture. I think the you see the dead body rising up from the coffin as a dead man, opening the mouth and opening his eyes very wide. A dead man, a supposed dead man. The video has received criticism from many on social media, as many express their disbelief. So, do you believe this? Do you believe a dead man can be brought to life by, a mortal man, pastor?
My brother, this particular issue, it has been trending. I saw it. That was Sunday evening, and the whole of yesterday. Every social media page you visit, the story is trending over there. But so, you see, there are some interesting comments on that particular story. There are some interesting comments. That person with his shoe in the coffin, if I may ask, please.
Okay, with his shoe.
With his shoe. And then want to say that person wearing this. Francis Magembe, how is see this? One said, cut on, autopsy, and put into a casket, and was resurrected.
With this, look at his appearance. The dressing seems to be a fresh person. Somebody.
And one said, since when the men start wearing gloves to heaven, they didn't want you to see the veins.
Look at the dressing
with life.
And a comment also here from somebody. One Selwyn Adinal, roof on top. It says, Pastor Alf Lukau raising a man from the dead, good hands or climax? A question mark. Good. The guys will get this one, but I'm not sure if white dude is convinced. Black Jesus or fake pastor? A question mark.
And is it, this one is so interesting. He said, since when did now everyone will join the lying pastor and be conned their money. He said, were they going to bury him with his mobile phone? What is his phone doing in his pocket? Or was he going to call the angels in heaven to arrange it? Please.
Oh, it's so fun. But and there's another one too. Somebody too brought a comment here. He said, he's called Seata. He said, imagine they hire you to play dead so that a pastor looks like a miracle worker in Jesus' times. That's what he said. Dear Africans, we need to get serious. Unemployment might be real in our continent, but that doesn't mean we do everything stupid to earn money. That's unemployment.
Let me add one before I come to the story. They said they didn't act the drama well. Is that not a phone I'm saying in his pocket? Were they going to bury him with it?
With a mobile phone. So that this we should disregard some of these things. People are not serious. Using money. We are using money.
But Salifu, on a more serious note, with this pastor thing, you see, yesterday I watched the video and I was like, wow.
You watched the video, right?
I watched the video yesterday.
I just saw it.
But sometimes things that belong to the spiritual realms, you have to be cautious how you talk about it.
Okay,
you see, God is like everything is possible with Him. A dead can be resurrected. Yes, if you believe. But the way this thing is going, if you watch the video, the way the guy was walking like Michael Jackson on stage performing, and a mobile phone in his pocket.
Okay, so you actually
the thing that printed, you could see clearly it's a mobile phone. And okay, let's assume as we are here, I'm dead.
People are not serious
and then
at all.
I'll be placed in a casket. Definitely. So media workers, like you feel sad. So if a pastor or somebody should come in and then pray and resurrects me, the surprises on your face alone.
Oh, we'll tell the
at least we'll tell how serious.
There's some kind of truth in it.
But if you watch the one who said I'm the brother, and one lady also said something
as the wife.
Yes.
One lady posed as the, but
and as your husband has been resurrected, and the surprise on the face wasn't convincing. These pastors, some of them are trying to bring the good name of other pastors down. They are trying to, but we leave all to God. He is the only one who can judge.
They are just spoiling Jesus Christ.
But I think the guy he's been so lucky to get a second chance to live again. If really he's been resurrected, then he's so lucky to get a second chance to live.
In the video, from the initial stage, was he actually spotted lying flat?
He was lying flat in the coffin
until he.
And then the pastor came, he prayed, moved the hand like from the head to the toe, and then commanded him to come to life. And then he woke up and sat down. Where I have my small doubt is, you see, as some prophet did in the Bible, the person to be resurrected is sneezed.
He sneezes, yes. The person will sneeze.
But this resurrection and this pastor, he sat up.
Just got up straight.
As the pastor commanded, he sat up in the coffin.
You see,
so he was helped out, and he started doing some. You see, in school, during entertainment, you see these dancers. We normally say boogie when they get on stage. The way they crack, the way they move the body, that tiptoe dance. That was the exact thing the guy was doing. It's fun. It's fun. They acted it so well, but with the mobile phone in the pocket.
Okay, so you think it was after
he was resurrected?
They acted.
They gave him food. My brother, if you see the way this guy was devouring the food, looking into the sky,
so he actually felt.
He was so hungry.
He felt like.
But on the more serious,
people are serious.
You see, this happened in South Africa.
If you do this and unluckily remain the same way without being able to resurrect, now what message are you?
You see, this happened in South Africa, and Seal Radio is an online radio station.
Yes.
God being so good, we use it in English, so definitely a member of that church will hear. My little advice to the guys: he is now be given a second chance.
The guy, he shouldn't attempt that again.
Not that he shouldn't attempt that again. He died, and God being so good through a man of God, he has been resurrected. He should worship God very well. He should be very careful. Maybe he used to do some things in his first life. Now that he's back with the second life, he have to be very careful and worship God very, very well.
Okay, so
we will all be happy if we also get second life.
So supposing he actually died,
given second life, then he have to make good use of it.
Yes. Otherwise, heaven and hell is real.
I think so. He have to even start like worldwide evangelism. We have to start worldwide evangelism from South Africa. He needs to move from country to country, Africa,
but
Europe, Asia.
Even if it is indeed true that he actually died and now
he's been
resurrected, he need to give us an account of
what he saw.
Yes, actually, yes, I saw this, I saw that. This is the voice. This
this is what happened.
You might have seen. You cannot die without encountering
because per the story he was brought from the morgue.
Yes,
the mortuary.
Okay.
So then I know when they taking someone to the mortuary, they cut the person open. I was told that they take out the intestine or something like that, and then they did autopsy too. So definitely some things were taken out from the body. But our God is a good God. He's an able God by placing those things back and giving our good brother the second chance to live.
I think we should ignore some of these things. Let me.
At least they have to show something. You get it?
Yes.
The cat on the
for me, yes, I'm not too familiar with the things mortuary.
At the mortuary.
So before you take someone to the place, before he will be admitted, into the mortuary. Those things,
They
cutting.
cut, because I was told if the intestine is in the person, it will spoil, and like the body will decompose early or something.
So they will cut the body and remove.
They take some things
out.
You see, they take some things out. That was what I was told. So for me,
what a joke. Africans.
I have told my people that if so
Jesus Christ.
As executive director was saying, you see, Jesus he showed the scar in his palm and then the one on his feet and then the one at his rib side as an evidence to his disciples. Those who were doubting that, okay, now look, you can see this, you can see that, so it's me, Jesus. So the young guy need to at least or maybe he's not being caught.
You watch it. They did not remove it.
No. Oh, he was in a nice outfit and like someone who.
We need to get serious. It's about time our authorities actually bring or our religious leaders form some laws governing our religious activities.
Freedom of worship.
Freedom of worship.
That's the cause of all this.
Using the name of the
why
church.
we have some pastors who worship Jesus Christ. And some call Jesus Christ.
Well, even yesterday, I heard somebody on TV saying he's angel, calling himself angel.
Oh, we have so many angels.
In Ghana here.
We have so many angels. Now we've got one advanced, who is archangel. Yeah, now we've got an archangel. Bishop Daniel Obini. He's an archangel now.
And people are following him. Well,
but you see,
we might end up.
No, but one little thing I know. Even we as ordinary human beings, the Creator, He sees and cherishes us more than the angels.
Sure. Yes.
Because the angels are like our servants. We have to command the angels.
Man is the best creature
ever made by God. The angels, they are serving us.
That's why God asked them to bow down before man. That's in Islamic teachings. Yes. When Adam was created, he actually Allah commanded angels, all the angels, to prostrate before Adam. And
it's the same thing that we humans, we have to command angels. The angels are at service. I don't know if maybe
you are here calling yourself an angel.
So if you call yourself an angel,
you have belittled yourself. If somebody,
I don't
see, let me read this a conversation between a woman and a husband, and this is a wife. The wife says, "Can I cut my hair and make it short?" That's the wife asking the husband. The husband says, "Yeah, cut it." Wife, "I took a lot of efforts to grow it long." Then the husband said, "Then don't cut it." The wife said, "They say short hair is the fashion these days." The husband said, "Then cut it again." Wife, "If the fashion changes after I cut, then don't cut it." The husband replied again. All my friends say that I will look beautiful with a short hair. The husband, "Then cut it."
Okay.
But I don't doubt, the wife said, "I don't doubt whether short hair will suit my small face." The husband said, "Then don't cut it." But the wife again comes in and says, "But short hair is very easy to manage." The husband, "Then cut it."
Okay.
The wife, "But how can I wear flowers in my hair? I love to wear flowers." "Then don't cut it." The husband. The wife comes, "I think there's nothing wrong in trying once." "Then cut it." The husband, "But it may take a long time to grow hair again." "Then don't cut it again." That's from the husband. The wife comes in. "Still, I feel like giving it a try." The husband does say, then cut it. "If I look ugly after cutting my hair," the husband said, "Don't cut it." Then don't cut it. The husband is undergoing treatment in a mental hospital presently. He doesn't speak anything except 2 sentences. Then cut it, and then don't cut it. The doctors wonder if the doctors wonder what is to be cut. They are conducting all tests. They also intend getting expert advice from doctors abroad. So his only statements are now cut it, then don't cut it, then cut it, then don't cut it.
The woman
Funny Joes. But in the news, I promise that we go to Nigeria to bring some little updates from the Nigerian elections. You know, we are neighbors, and whatever affects them automatically affects us. And sometimes the results that comes out from their elections sometimes have impact on us too. So we have much interest. So right now, official results of the presidential and National Assembly elections across Nigeria, announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), has started coming in from various states in the country, with most Nigerians anxiously waiting to know who is winning. Niger News reports that INEC commenced the presidential and National Assembly elections at exactly 8 a.m. on Saturday, that's February 23rd, amidst tight security. Nigerians voted from a list of 72 presidential candidates and 6,584 National Assembly candidates. 72 presidential candidates, credible. 91 political parties are participating in the 2019 general elections. However, some would not be fielding candidates for the positions of the president, while others endorsed candidates of the PDP and APC. According to the figures recently released by INEC, there are currently 84,084 registered voters compared to 63,422,005 in the 2015 elections. In the build-up to the elections, incumbent President Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressive People's Party (APC), Nigeria's ruling party, and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, Nigeria's main opposition party, have popped up clearly as top contenders for the office of the president. Let's go straight to the results. Below are some of the results released, and these are, I think these are some of the certified results from the INEC, and it states in the Ekiti State presidential results, the APC, the ruling government now, the Ekiti, they are having 219,231 votes from the Ekiti state, and then and the Ondo state presidential results also 241,769. Gombe had 402,961. I think these are the number of 12 states declared so far by the INEC. I'm still okay. This is the 12 states. Among the 12 states out of the 36, APC are in lead. They are leading the PDP by yeah, they are leading, but not too comfortable. Okay, comfortable anyway, because they have,
comfortable lead always doesn't end well.
They are comfortable leading with about 2,976,721 votes. The APC, with President Muhammadu Buhari as the candidate, he's leading with this margin. 2 million.
Buhari APC,
yeah, it's APC currently. Out of the 12 states declared so far, he is leading with 2,976,721 votes. And the PDP, Atiku, is also having 2,690,616.
So
quite closer. Yeah, quite closer.
12 states out of 36.
Out of 36 so far.
They have a long way to go.
Yeah, they still have a long way. And since Saturday through to Sunday, Monday, initially the INEC announced initially that yesterday Monday would have been a time by 11 they would have come out with the results, and it couldn't work out up to the evening, and up to this morning is still not yet declared. They are not yet done. This is Africa. I don't think it all get well for and there are a lot of international observers, and I learned some of the observers have also expressed worry over the delay in the announcement. I mean, what kind of counting?
Are you sensing something fishy?
Yes. I mean, it's something fishy as normal to our democratic process over the years.
So, yes. What are you for, Buhari or Atiku?
Well, for me, I've not been a Nigerian. I don't have any interest in. So, whoever emerges, we just need a credible election outcome. That is it.
And who can change and transform the economy of Nigeria, so that these Nigerians causing a problem in Ghana here will at least have something doing in their country and move back to their country.
They even have a stronger economy, or they seem to be having a strong economy than we Ghanaians.
But African leaders,
they are very, very rich. The African
leaders.
You see,
Nigeria.
One thing.
How many aspirants for the presidential race? 71 or
72. 72.
This will never happen anywhere.
Anywhere in the world, I don't think so. I have never seen a country.
I think the biggest country is Russia.
In the world.
Biggest country. Was the biggest.
Russia.
Yeah, I think Russia is the biggest.
While China being the most populated country in the world.
China, yes, the most populated
country in the world.
Let's look at the most populated, being China, and the biggest, Russia.
Russia, well.
They will not even have about 10-20 people contesting for the presidential seat. We have 72 people. Nigeria.
72 people.
Alatayao. Hey, these are Nigerian brothers.
Hey, too much. 72 people contesting to become president in one country.
Oh, but Nigerians are making a Facebook interesting, because with this election, if you pass this angle, someone is posting article in the lead. You pass this side, Buhari in the lead. It's getting interesting. I have this Nigerian friend who always on his status, Bimbo. His name is Bimbo. You always see him, article, we need you, article, we need you. Article is going to win. I said, wow.
So it's about 3,000 votes. Is what Buhari is leading.
Just one state or even an electoral area. Can change.
Yes, one state can change it massively, just very easily.
So we are waiting for the authorities to just speed up with things.
Yeah, they should speed up.
They need Afarijan.
Over there, they need Afarijan. Yes. Afarijan will quickly come out and announce it and ask you to proceed to court if you don't agree with it. That's simple. You just leave it over to you, the politicians, to fight your own fight.
What he has done is declared it. So
Charlotte Osei also delayed a bit. He also delayed a bit in coming out with the results.
So but we are waiting
Afarijan will never do
Miss Jen.
So you see that we miss Afarijan.
Yeah.
You see?
Afarijan.
Actually, he cannot continue like that. He was aging. So, but we need somebody like him. We need a person like and I'm wondering if we can get somebody.
Afarijan should have helped us by training up someone. But you see, one thing, this electoral commission thing has been politicized.
It has been politicized.
NDC came, they appointed Mrs. Charlotte to say, as MPP came, Mrs. Jen has been. Let's take politics out of it. You get it?
If we take politics out of it, we will not find anything wrong with
everyone is affiliated to a party except one people. Me like this, never. I don't belong to any political party.
No.
Not at all.
Yes. For what? I mean,
I don't belong to.
One thing is just for this.
But during election, I make sure I vote for parliamentary.
You have to vote
candidates
for the individuals,
because that person is in my constituency, and my constituency needs development. So for the parliamentary, I have to vote.
So
but the presidential,
voting with conscience is what we need to do.
If I will be the only person who vote for the that candidate, because I love the message the person
is bringing
but
out.
These days most politicians they don't carry any campaign message.
All they do is to go around sharing some monies and I'm grabbing the voters by sharing some monies and then some clothes machines
in the lower mania this man to MTN Michael Tenyo.
Yeah, Michael Tenyo.
If he gives you something, you will talk about that offer. If that man is the politics,
Michael Tenyo.
If he gives you this,
he was also one of
that
the critics.
You should vote for him. He makes sure he adds things to it. You have to swear after taking the phone from him, you vote for him. If I don't vote for him after taking this phone,
is that so? See, this is a person who was in bed with the former first lady, and together with Apopu, or what do we call him? Bempa.
He's a good man.
Always criticizing the government.
He's a good man. He says things the way it is.
Okay.
He's a good man.
Okay.
He says
for me, I like honesty, truthfulness.
Yeah, yes. I like him. I like him. I like him.
So Ghana and Africa, that's Africa for you. And you know the Nigerians, I'm disappointed with the way they are handling the issue up till now. The result is not yet out. Since Saturday, Monday. So
Monday to Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm very sure.
Yeah, today should be the final day. Yeah. You see, you are the same.
But let's from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and
is it 3 days, 3 or 4 days? 3 days.
Okay, the election was on Saturday. Actually.
Yes, actually. So the counting actually began on the evening of Saturday. Through to Sunday morning to evening, 24 hours, 48 hours.
One thing I don't get is at the center, the police center.
The counting is done there.
They've done the counting. They finished.
So
they forwarded everything to
the coalition center. Yes. So
what is left for you?
The ballots comes
later and then pop.
The ballots comes there with a figure. The ballots come there with a figure. So
or maybe they does the counting
and again or they that is what I'm not certain. So they should quicken up things. And I think we have to wrap up. 2 hours ago. Yeah, this result just came 2 hours ago. This update rather. As and when they collect and get a certain number, then okay. So let's see something here. I think there's another update here. That's 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. And the Nigeria's presidential elections results, as announced by officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), have started trickling. Is that the same? The two people, Mohammed Buhari and the Atiku, they are in the lead. So this network, Concise News, brings you live updates of the official INEC. Okay, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, commenced the process by calling on the party agents to inspect the materials for the coalition of results to ensure that they are in order. Kindly refresh the. So the final results. Okay, some of the states, yeah, it has trickled in. And let's see. There is a state in Nigeria, one of the states named Abia.
Yeah,
yes, not in Pram. In Pram, yes, too, we have a suburb called Abia.
Abia Street. This one is Abia State.
Abia State in Nigeria. So and over there, the APC candidate Muhammad Buhari is having 85,058 votes. Okay. The Abia State. Now PDP, the Atiku is having 219,698 votes. This is INEC certified results. Now Adamawa, also another state, the APC man, that is the current president, incumbent, is having 378,078 votes. Okay. That's okay. This one is unofficial results, and the PDP is having 310,266. Adamawa State. C. 378 as against 410.
So a huge difference.
Okay, so that is also unofficial results according to this site. And Akwa Ibom. Yes, Akwa Ibom State is awaiting. That is awaiting. They are still. It's still to come. But and awaiting results are some of these to be official, to become official, are Anambra, where APC is having 31,452, whilst PDP is having 487,550. This is unofficial. Bauchi State APC is having 798,428, with PDP having 209,313. Here APC has also jumped onto the lead, but for the Anambra, APC got 31,452 as against 487. You see the difference here. So Bayelsa State also awaiting. Benue State APC 347,668. Benue State for the APC incumbent president, but the PDP is also having 355,355.
Okay.
Borno State in the northern Nigeria. Yes. Buhari is in comfortable lead here. APC were with 841.
It's like you get to the voter region for the NDC or Ashanti region for
for MPP. So it's having 841,736.
That's why if you get to the Ashanti region, Bantama MPP.
Hey, 100 and something thousand.
NDC 4.
Now, while Buhari is having 841,736, PDP Atiku Muhammad is having 65,414. Vast difference. Cross River also awaiting. Delta also awaiting. Delta State. There is Delta State in Nigeria also awaiting. Now Ebony. This Ebony is spelled EBONYI. That's Ebony State. With APC got 90,726. With the PDP having 258,573. This is INEC certified.
Okay.
Yes, certified results. And PDP is leading APC with wide margin. And then Enugu State, this is also a certified result. APC is having 54,426. And then PDP with 355,553.
Comfortable 300,000 difference.
Yes, 300,000 difference. Yes, INEC certified is also certified. And the Edo State, this is unofficial. APC 267,842 as against 275,691 for the PDP.
Okay.
A slight lead.
Slight one.
Yes.
This one is not a comfortable.
Not comfortable.
Not at all.
A slight
just
lead.
A normal lead.
Yes, but it is unofficial. And then this is INEC certified from the Ekiti State.
Okay.
Ekiti. And the APC got 219,231.
219,000.
Yes, 219,231 as against 154,032. INEC certified. Okay. So here Buhari too has jumped onto the lead.
A comfortable one.
Yes. And then Gombe. Yes, Gombe. That is my origin.
That's your origin.
Yeah, the Gombe is also in the northern Nigeria, northern part of Nigeria.
Okay. So it's like after Bantama, you go to Swami.
Yes.
And
exactly.
the MPP stronghold, or from
then
you move to Keta.
Keta.
In the end, this is stronghold.
Yes, Gombe. That's where the Gumbes and Momprises said from history to be emerged from.
Okay.
So the APC, that's Muhammad Buhari, has gotten 403,961. This is certified result. And the PDP Atiku is having 138,484.
So 300,000
margin. Yes.
You see, that's why I say Swami. Swami, yes,
definitely.
And NDC is having 8. So the difference is there.
So we now go to Imo State, where APC has gotten 114,463 votes, whilst PDP also took the lead here with 334,923. This is unofficial. Yes.
Okay. And then there might be a change. So
a change might come here, but not it won't be too much. 334 as against 140.
Almost
no, there will not be any no significant change. And Jigawa State, wow. Omuta Jigapao. APC got 794,738 as against 289,895.
Huge difference.
Yeah,
this has been the biggest difference so far.
Biggest difference.
700,000 as against 200,000.
794,738.
Almost 800,000.
Yeah, for Buhari as against 289,895.
If you're an Atiku fan or you support Atiku,
you shake here, shake. So now,
but this is also unofficial.
This is also unofficial
from the northern sector.
From the northern.
Okay.
Now, where did I said Jigawa, right?
Yeah, Jigawa.
Now we are now at Kaduna State.
Kaduna State. Okay.
Hi, we're here to APC. That Muhammad Buhari got 993,445 votes.
As
against 649, not too different, not too
649,612.
It's not
that huge, about 300,000 difference.
But Buhari almost got a million votes over there. Yes, unofficial result. So APC got in Kano. Yes, that's also northern Nigeria. Still at the northern. APC had 1 million.
Okay.
Buhari got 1 million,
but not certified.
Yes, also unofficial. 1,464,768, and PDP had only a merely 391,593. Not official, but Buhari has. Buhari has taken it over there. Oh, comfortable. Too comfortable. Now Kachina, we've gotten to Kachina.
Also in the northern sector.
Also in the northern part. APC has gotten 1,232,133 votes. As against only 308,056 was unofficial. Hi Buhari.
But I thought Nigerians were complaining about Buhari.
A lot of complaints. And so if you look at where Atiku took lead, the differences, the gap in between is not up to what Buhari is getting here.
Not at
far different. Hey.
That's why it's John.
So he's close. He has actually close on the gap.
MPP's secretary, I think the former secretary is still the secretary, John Welu, said fear delegates.
Fear delegates.
This one, fear constituents.
Okay, so we have a certified result here, INEC certified, and this one is from Kogi State, and APC has gotten 285,891 votes, whilst PDP Atiku also got 218,207 votes. This is INEC certified.
But like big states like Lagos is not out here then.
Yeah. Lagos is here.
Okay.
Yes, Lagos.
I'm interested in that.
I'm getting there. But their results is still unofficial.
Okay.
But the certified results from Kogi State is what I just read, and now we have another certified results coming from Kwara State, and the APC's Muhammad Buhari is having 308,984, whilst PDP's Atiku got 138,184. Yes, INEC certified. Okay. Now Lagos, APC got 580,814 unofficial, whilst PDP's Atiku got 448,016 results. This is Lagos. I expected the number. Come again for Lagos one. Lagos, APC 580,814, whilst PDP got 448,016.
So Lagos is a close score.
Yes, but I'm surprised at the numbers. I believe Lagos should have been bigger. Okay, you see, many people are living in the cities from the villages, so it is not surprising. Do you know why I'm surprised? Because the place seems to be most populated in the country.
Sure.
But
it's like that, business sector.
Business sector. So many people will live there to their various polling stations or their various constituencies to go and vote. They call it assembly also, not a parliament. And then Nasarawa State.
You need to take time.
This is Nasarawa State.
These are Nigerian names.
And this results is certified from INEC, and the APC had 289,903 votes, whilst PDP got 283,847. Very close here.
Very close score.
Now, Niger. Is it Niger?
The Niger Delta.
Niger, yes, Niger. Niger APC is leading with 612,371, whilst PDP had 218,052. Now Ogun unofficial.
Ogun State.
Yes, APC 281,762, whilst PDP got 194,655. Also quite closer, 1,000 difference. Now Ondo State. So yes, now we have. Yes, very soon we will be done with the current results in now. With a lot still awaiting, but now Ogun State is also still unofficial, but it has also come out, and the APCs also they are in a lead here too, with 281,762 votes. 281,762, whilst PDP is having 194,655. Yeah, over 1,000 votes difference. And the Ondo State APC got 241,769. This is a certified results actually, with PDP getting 275,901.
So about
30,000 difference here against the APC. And then this is also a certified result from Osun State. And the APC is having 347,634, whilst PDP also is pegging at 337,377. You see, APC.
This state come Abba State.
No, Abba hasn't come yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Abba is not. Abba is a new.
In Ghana,
it's still. So you see, now awaiting results still are Oyo
State,
Plateau, Rivers, Sokoto, and Taraba.
Okay.
Sokoto is also one of the northern states. So these states, results coming in from there, they are still awaiting. Now we have only Yobe, Zamfara, yes, Zamfara, and then FCT in. Now by Yobo here is certified. Yobo results is certified from INEC, and the APC got 497,914 votes. Hey, whilst PDP had only 50,763. Yobi.
And you are surprised. It's like the Eastern region.
No. Buhari, it's not easy. This election is a close to
per what is being put up now, or the results coming out now. For me, I see Buhari winning the election.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Buhari. I see Buhari winning the election.
Let's wait to see. Now, Zamfara state is still also awaiting Zamfara. I think Zamfara is a neighboring state to the Gombe.
Maybe it might go for a runoff, but
maybe so, because it's close to.
If you look at the two northern states, yes, the difference Buhari gave Atiku
was too wide.
It's very huge, and you need more to close it up.
Now the last certified results from INEC is the FCT is shortened. I don't know the full meaning of the FCT state in Nigeria. Now here APC got 152,224 votes. That's Buhari. But PDP's Atiku Mohammed is leading him actually here.
Comfortable
quite comfortable, comfortable with, because it's 1,000 vote difference here. 259,997. That's how PDP's Atiku is leading APC's Muhammad Buhari 152 against 259. That is a certified result. So I think it's still not breakdown of the results as announced by the electoral officers from all the 44 local government areas of Kano. This is for Kano. No, we can't go through all. We are just waiting for the final results. And I think today should be the D-Day. Buhari defeats Atiku.
If they don't declare, I will declare mine here. I'll organize a press conference, invite Nigerians. We have many Nigerians in Pram here. If you get to Dowenya, get to Afenya, number one.
We have Nigerians in Pram here.
You never know. Get to Nimbo, you have Nigerians over there.
Oh.
Do you know number one?
We should bring some of them here too.
From Afenya.
Number one.
When going to Asham after Mataheko, Bechile, you get to number one before Mishakam.
There are plenty.
If you get there, it's like Akwa Ibom State or Oyo State. They have their state.
From
there are many
Afenya too.
If you are from Ashama heading towards Afenya, and after Mishakam Gate, the next junction you meet on your left, that place number one. If you enter,
I'm wondering if all these people will go and participate, exercise their franchise. Some of them will not mind.
Some have even naturalized. I know a Nigerian who now write a Ghanaian surname.
Oh, okay. So I think we should be done for the day. Yes.
Sure. We're waiting for the certified.
As and when the results comes in fact, we are promising that anytime the results comes in the course of the day, we will actually announce it to our viewers on Facebook and our listeners, those who listen to us on the app.
Sure.
Yes. So it has been me, your humble servant, Issah nabilah Salifu, together with Stephen Zuta, bringing you the news and the sports updates and the trending issues on the Ghanaian politics and that of Nigeria. We are praying that everything remains peaceful over there, and then the EC should be able, the INEC should be able to announce the final results very soon for all of us to enjoy. So stay tuned, keep listening, keep watching Seal Radio Online content on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, we are on The app Seal Radio Online. You can then go to www.radio modern Ghana. You can get us live there. The Seal Radio app is there to download, and then you can also enjoy us. Yes, and if you go to Facebook and just search Seal Radio Online, our page is right there for you to like it and start experiencing our content. And then the YouTube as well. You watch us live, all our discussions, all our preachings, all our news updates, entertainment programs, everything will be viewed live on YouTube. Thank you for being part of our show. We are back tomorrow, and as I told you, we will also keep updating you on the Nigerian election. Thank you, and stay tuned.